Hello my friends and welcome back to a plan with me video. So I'm going to be setting up for August in my Wonderland 222 and I'm going to be using the subscription from, this is the August subscription, so I'm setting up for August, and this is the Salty Air and Sunset Skies. And at some point during this video I will also kind of show you a preview of next month's subscription, so that way if it is something, you'll see what you get in a subscription, you'll see how I use it in my planner, and then I'll show you like a little kind of a peek at some of the items for next month, so that way if it is something that you're interested in, you will kind of have an idea of what comes in it and what next month's theme is going to be. So anyway, this is my Wonderland 222, and the areas that we need to set up for are, so right up here. If this is your first time, hi, welcome. This is my planner. This is my catch-all planner, the one that I use for basically everything. And when you open it up, I've already got it, you know, we did this a long time ago, the setup, but I will show you where we're going to set up for today. So I do these quarterly pages, and that is, we are done with July, so we're going to have to set up for August. There are going to be some parts in the video where I kind of jump ahead a little bit, but I will go back and show you what I finished just for the sake of time, because I already know that, you know, putting all these little numbers in here is going to take a while. That's not something you guys want to sit and watch me do. So I will show you where I get my numbers from, what I'm going to be using, and then I will probably hop off camera, set all this up, and then we'll do this together. So this is for the next quarter. So we're going to set that up, and then we have our habit trackers. So I have, this is for July. I'm going to set up the August one right here. I messed up when I put my things down, and when I started decorating, I had started decorating on this side and it should have been on this side, but it's okay because I just moved August up here, so it's not a big deal. But we will do that, and then we have the next section to fill out, which will be the August weekly and the August planner. So this is how July looks right now. This is like my overview for the month, and then the monthly looks like this, and then you can see I've got the weeklies all done. This is with Aloha Leafy, so we still have a couple weeks there, and then I ended it with a nice ending page with Aloha Leafy, and then we will set up August right here. Then we've got our planner to do, like our monthly overview, and then our weeklies, which I won't do them all. I'll just do 1 week with you, and then I'll do a flip through at the end to show you the rest for the sake of time. And then we have our dailies. So then we will set up our dailies. This, you can see here that I have the end of July, but I have it marked. So this page right here will be decorative, and this one will be August 1st. So we will set up a couple of days of the August dailies so that you can see how I set that up as well. So that way you get a really good overview of everything. So I'm just going to go over what we have to kind of work with here, and I'll show you some of the extras that I'm going to be using, and a question to you guys if this is something that you would like me to put in the shop for you, or if you've got more than enough here. I just use them because I happen to use these little extras, which I'll show you in a second, also in my business planner. So let's go through the little extras pack. So every subscription comes with the little extras pack. And inside of this one, you have a vinyl sticker. You have your August monthly overviews, like your headers. You have 2 soft touch cards. One, look at how pretty that is. And on the back, this one has our information on it. So you have something to kind of tuck in the pockets, which you can see here, even with just a plain cover like this, with just the plain clear cover, because I like to decorate that, I still use the cards on the inside of the pockets. So if you have one of these and you like to change this out, you can easily, you know, put these in as well, depending on what you want to decorate it as. I've left it this way because this is my favorite collection right here, and I wanted to have this all year long. And but if you happen to be somebody, or you are using like a leather, let me show you this one really quick, just in case you're, sometimes when I watch other people's videos, they're always kind of curious as to what the heck do you do with these, because maybe they don't have a planner like this, but this is just to kind of show you. If you have a planner with pockets, you can stuff them into the pockets. Ooh, that actually goes really well with the yellow. So when I switch this out for August, I'm probably going to be switching it out with, I'm not sure yet. I haven't really seen what we're getting from Jane, but I want to keep this cover through summer. So, and this goes really well with that cover. So I may use this again and then change everything out to the salty air stuff in here as well. But anyways, this is a good place where you can stuff these in, use clips to hold them in, you know, wherever it is that you want to put them. So that is what you can do with your soft touch cards. And then you also, these are the two right here. And then you can also do this. So you can have one like this and one with the dates, and then you could use your dot marker on here to like mark off paydays or holidays or birthdays or whatever. And again, stuff them in the pockets. And so you have these right here. Okay, so there's those. This is the everybody freebie. This was the July freebie, so it pretty much went out with every single order, but it gives you kind of an idea of what was in the subscription. And it's not just a subscription. So the subscription is this, but then I also release at the beginning of the month. It's not always on the first. It depends on how much time I have. But if you happen to be a person that does vertical planning and you want like a strict Hobonichi Cousin, standard vertical, or weeks kit, this artwork is also available in those options as well, but not as a subscription. The subscription is this right here. But those are available in the shop as well. And then you have your vinyl sticker, which you can pretty much put anywhere you like. Coffee cup, doesn't matter. Then we have the vellum. This is one of my favorite things to play with, and why I really like doing these plan with me is because it gives you an opportunity to see how I use it, and man, would I love to see how you guys use it. Not a lot of people are using these for anything other than just cutting it in half, punching it, and using it as a divider. But I really love using these for all kinds of different things. So here's one of the vellum sheets. Look at how stinking adorable he is. Like, you can cut these, like rip them down the side and give you nice torn edges. You can do edges like this where you could, like, instead of, which I'll show you, which I do and I will do with this one. If I'm not using a sidebar on the monthly, which I don't typically because I've got tons of other places to put my to-dos, I will cut this and put it on the sidebar. It's beautiful. Like, there's so many options for this, but here's one of them. I did this month, I did the horizontal version of it, and I also did a vertical version of a different one. So you have a couple of different options and ways to use them. So again, like, you could follow this down the side and use it, but we will play with these. But I just wanted to show you the two vellum sheets that you get with every subscription. These are not available outside of the subscription because I only order enough, and I'll talk about it as we get into the actual decorating. I only order enough for these subscriptions. I usually do not have any leftovers. And if I do, they happen to be like my personal ones that I want to keep, not ones that I put up in the shop. So I don't tend to put those up in the shop. And then we have all of these sheets. So I'm not going to bring out the background, but because we're going to play with them anyways, but you have so many sheets in here and tons of deco, florals. I try to give you as much as I possibly can. These are strips and they're two different sizes, which you will see. So there's a skinnier one and a fatter one. So these are washi strips, and I get mine on washi paper, but it's also available on premium matte. I also make some stamps, and I make why can't I think of the word, collage elements as well. So that's all stuff that I do on my iPad. This one is a whole nother collage, some more strips here and some more deco. And then you've got your larger scenes right here. And then your even larger scenes right here. Then this page, this is why I don't do any like actual subscriptions that are sized specific, because I give you elements, or I try to give you some elements that you can use pretty much anywhere. And so this one would fit like in an A6 or a weeks or something like that. Or again, you can use it just in your notebook. You can use it in a bullet journal. You can use it as just as layering elements on a page, traveler's notebook. So I try to give you stuff that will fit in a multitude of different planners. So that's what this page is. And I opted to keep that page, even though I kind of wrestled with getting rid of it. The one that I did get rid of in order to give you more of something else, which I thought was better suited for, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I did change out one of the pages here, and I add pages all the time. So they'll always be a minimum of 17 pages, but sometimes there may be 18, sometimes there may be 19. It just depends on my mood that month and what other extra goodies that I want to add in. So you have a full page sticker, which you saw in the Aloha Leafy setup, how I used that. I love using those full page stickers. Then I always give you some layering elements. So you've got some swatches here with some different, these are just the colors of the kit with an overlay. A monthly page, which again, you use it for monthly, you can use it for whatever you like, but you have some numbers here. You've got a couple washi strips, a nice little stamp right here. This month important appointment to do, birthday goals, and then some other, you just get a lot of stuff to play with. Some florals, all different sizes, some corner pieces, some bunches, some single flowers. And then this one is just a full page washi. So again, it's one of those things that you can tear it, rip it, cut it, whatever you want to do with it. Then this is the one that I replaced the cousin size and the standard vertical size page with. And this is a full sheet, so you can cut it, rip it, use your scissors. I made spaces in between each one of them, so if you wanted to cut them out as boxes and use them as boxes like inside of a Hobonichi Cousin or in a standard vertical, you could do that. But this is a nice way for you to get a lot of artwork that isn't anywhere else in this kit and utilize it as you see fit, like so that this whole thing can be stretched pretty far. Like you can get through almost an entire month with this if you aren't like stickering up an entire page. Like this can go pretty far. So these boxes right here is what I replaced the other one. So now instead of getting the weird page of all like the standard vertical-ish size stuff, if you want standard vertical, like I said, if you want Hobonichi Cousin, if you want that, there are kits available for that. So you would be able to go and pick that up if you wanted to outside of the subscription. But in order to make the subscription as versatile as I can, I try to like tweak it here and there to make it as best as I possibly can. So that page right there is a new page. Then you guys asked me to do it, I did it. And I did it for this month as well, but for next month when I show you that, but it's not on a page yet, but they are done for next month as well. But this is a little doodle page, use it wherever you like, but I did try to give you some stuff that you can kind of integrate into here that's not just my characters, but I did put my characters in there for you so that you have them. But this is my hand-drawn stuff that I did. And then you have your all the time stuff. So this is your days of the week and your numbers, your full days of the week. See, these are just like abbreviated versions of it, and then these are bigger versions of it, and then your August dailies. So this is what you could use on your daily pages. So that is everything that came in this month's monthly subscription, and this is where our starting point, like what we're going to be using in the Wonderland 222 to decorate it. One of the things I wanted to show you really quick before we get into it is these. So these are the freebies from the plan sale, and I do these every single month. They're the same. So if I'm in a sale in that particular month, you're going to see these in the colors of whatever the artwork was for that month. So this one is obviously in this one. So I made myself a whole bunch of them because I am a sucker for underlays. So these are just underlay sheets, and and they're in the colors of the kit, and they're fantastic. And you just pull them up and rip them in whatever way you want, however, you could do strips, you could do corners, you could do however you want to do it. But I printed myself a whole bunch of them, but that's one thing. This is another one where you get like a section of the washi, rippable washi. So you get like a whole section of that. This is something new that I added this month, and these are little overlay pieces. So these would be considered underlay. These would be considered overlay. So, and they're in the kit colors, so you can just grab them and use them as decor, which we will do. And I printed myself a whole bunch of those. And then this is the other thing. This is what I use in the business planner. So if this is something that you guys want, I will add. So these are like bullet journal bundles, and these are something new that I did. I found these on Canva as like just black PNGs, and then I just picked the ones that I liked, turned them into splotches with the colors from the kit. And so this is what I also have available to kind of use as underlays if this is something that you like. But you guys are gonna have to let me know, because I do have some of this stuff available on the website just in like neutral colors. But if this is something you want me to add every month to go along with the artwork for the month, which these will be, the main artwork for the month is going to be whatever the subscription artwork is, but I also have standalone artwork that's coming out, which if you follow me on Instagram or if you're on my Facebook group, you've seen little sneak peeks of what's coming for next month on top of the subscription artwork. So these are time strips, and I brought my business planner over here to show you, that's why it was so close, how I use them in here. So I haven't, because I didn't have any in this color. This is the artwork from Coco Daisy. I didn't have any in this color because obviously I didn't make them for this. I have them only for my artwork, but because I'm going to be using this in here for August, I made some for here, but I have used those time strips in other places. But I'll just show you really quick on an August weekly how you would use a time strip. So let's get to a weekly. Oh, I don't think I can do it in this one. It's not the same. Here, we'll do it on this one right here. Okay, so say you have your like time strip area right here. So you've got your dots so that you can do your check dots wherever it is that you want to put them in the colors of the kit. So if something important that you want to highlight, you would use your little check dots right here, or your bullet dots, bullet points, however you want to say it. And then these time strips are, you just pull them off. Let me just grab, how about just one? So you can see, you pull it off. I just ripped it like a granimal. And then say you're doing something from 8 a.m. until 12. You could put it on here and then you would just, there, that's blocked off. So that's like a time block. So that's what these are for. And then these are in the colors of the Salty Air and Sunset Skies. So if you're using it for setting up something where you're doing like any type of time blocking like this, like if you have this type of a setup or you do them yourself, you can easily use these to kind of block off time. And you can make them color coordinated, so they're really pretty. And they match your kit. I'm gonna have to find something to do at those times. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, these are some of the other things that I have available that I haven't put up in the shop because I didn't know if I wanted to or not. Like I wasn't sure if anybody really wanted them. The neutral colored ones are popular. A lot of people pick those up, especially during sale times. But I wasn't sure if it was something that you would like me to also add for when we're doing the artwork for, you know, the monthly artwork. So anyways, let's get to work. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. Okay, I'm already out of breath. So I wanted to be able to set up my quarterly, and in the quarterly you can see here that I use these, so that we're going to put that, and I like to use my strips. So I like to kind of take the page and split it using whatever strips that I have in order to, you know, because this is for each one of the months. So we're doing August, September, and October. And because these are probably going to be fairly close in colors for those 3 months, because we're getting into kind of like the fall stuff, I will not really have any issue using the Salty Air and Sunset Skies because there are some oranges in there and I think they're really pretty. So I'm trying to think exactly. You can kind of barely see the lines, which is nice and always not always so nice, because sometimes I want to be able to actually see the line where I'm trying to figure out where things are going to go. But this one, I made it pretty low. I can probably do the same thing here. Let's make it kind of low. I might have to cut off just the top part of the flowers, but there's that. And then I have these ones, which are more, I feel like I've got some better choices for, because there's an orange in here. I feel like this is kind of a better choice. Let me look at the other one. Let's see what we have. Because on this one, there's a lot of blues as well. So I'm not sure which. I'm probably gonna use this one right here. So I've got a skinny one right here that's kind of orange, and it's got that nice little black line in it. And I will just, this is just how I split the page. And this time I may just only split one section, and I may wait until I get this one, which I give you like kind of a little sneak peek of this one. So this is what those strips look like here for this next month, or there's these strips on this page. So we might be doing this one, which this one right here would be super pretty to use down there at the bottom. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I told you you're going to get some peeks at next month's kit, but I think that is going to look really good right there. So I think they'll go well together. So I will just leave the orange right there and not really mess with putting too much else on here, because this is a quarterly section, so it's got all 3 sections to it. And then I kind of have to look back and forth because I forget what the heck I have over here, but a little bit of decoration, not a ton, a little bit here, a little bit there, and I think that was plenty of space for me to work with, so we'll probably just do that. Now let's find The only thing I wish I had done was get myself, I know several of you already do it, so it's something that I feel like I should do for myself, but I might have this both options. So there's a washi paper option and a premium, a super thin premium matte option, which is what this paper is right here. This is the premium matte. I didn't get myself one of these. I sold out. This month is completely sold out. I have nothing left. I can go back and print myself some, but as a whole kit, like with vellum and everything, I don't have any of that stuff available. And the ones on the bottom, when I'm doing my layering, I like the premium matte on the bottom, unless it's something like this, where I'm doing like an underlay. Maybe we'll do the underlay and then the artwork. Let's try that. Oh, we could do all three. Wait a minute. That would be kind of cool too. I don't even know. I'm not sure what I'm doing. All right, let's pull this up. The hardest part about washi tape is finding the corners, like where we're at. So if I take just like a little piece here, like this, as long as I have enough room to like kind of write around it, because this really isn't, I don't do a lot on here. And then let me just go look and see if I have this page, because I did have a couple of extra pages. Nope, I didn't. I don't have any extras. It's kind of a bummer. Oh well, okay. So I guess we'll just do this. The only thing about layering washi on top of washi is it's not, you know, you can kind of see. You can kind of see through it, and it's not my favorite. I like there to be some part in there where you wouldn't be able to see the words underneath that, but you know, it's okay. And then I'm going to match. Actually, no, I'm not, because that's supposed to be different artwork. We're not doing any more artwork. We're only doing it right here, and this will be the fall stuff. So let's stop messing around. All right, and then I want some piece of deco, which we've got a lot of deco, but how cool would that one be right there? Let me peek at all my deco. I always have to organize my my stickers, because I'm never organized ever. That one's kind of cool too. I think I'm going to go for the books. I really like the books. It's giving me the right vibe. There's also these, which are really fun with the leaves. I don't know. Let's see. If I take this and we go like that right there, and then I'm going to take this one and kind of go like this, maybe. And then this little leaf cluster. Oh, no. Nope, I'm going to leave the leaf cluster off and pull in one of these. This one's kind of fun, this little withdraw. Let's see where we want to put this. There, that's a nice little cluster right there. So that is where we're going to be for August. I'm going to pop off, throw all my numbers down here, but let me show you where I'm getting them from. So there's two places that I get my numbers from. One is this sheet right here, which is where I take my Monday through Sunday, and those go up here at the top. And then these smaller numbers are the ones that I use in here up to 31. And I always save these every single month. I have tons of them in my little stash over here. And that's where I pull to do the whole 3 months in a row. Let's see. Or I could save it for next month. I'm going through my little stash right now to see. There's also ones that I get when I get my sterling ink, and those are about the same size numbers. Let me show you here. These are about the same size numbers, so we can use these as well. Yeah, it's hard for you to see through it, but when you look at the number size, these are the same. So maybe we'll use these two right here and at least get that done. Yep, we're going to do that. So I'll be back in just a second, and that will be all filled out. Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, it is completely filled out with all of the numbers all over it. And so one of the things that the dots, just to give you an idea of some of the things that I like to use the dots for, is like on a perpetual calendar like this during quarterly stuff, I like to mark down when my paydays are. And with the washi, these are only coming washi. What you can do, which I'm going to do right now and show you, is you can just put it right over the number. So any special day that you have during this month that you want to do this to, you can just take a dot, put it right over the date. And then that way you know that, like for me, these are my paydays, and ooh, woohoo, we get 3 of them this month. So there's 3 paydays this month. But you can holidays, birthdays, vacations, special occasions, whatever it is that these dots are great, not just for checkpoints, just to kind of emphasize stuff, but they're also good to go over your numbers so that you can denote certain days where there's something that you want to highlight on that day. Like this one right here is my daughter's birthday, so we're going to put one over my daughter's birthday. So anyway, that's another reason to use the dots. That's another reason why I use the dots. So anyway, I think this is good exactly the way it is right here. The rest of this will be decorated with the following month. The only thing is that I don't like overhang. And the other thing, so I think everybody's very aware at this point about how the paper situation with Sansa is, and how much we're not super thrilled with it. It's not doing such a great job holding up to pens and pen tests. And so you can see here that I've used a couple of different pens. Towards the end here, I started using a ballpoint pen, and even that is kind of like, there's a lot of ghosting. So it's something to keep in mind when you are using these thin papers and you're doing like a lot of writing, is maybe to stick to, unfortunately, the writing is on the back side of this. This one is fine because there's nothing really on this side, but when you start getting into the other quarters, this is really going to show through. So keep that in mind if you're using any of this year's, but next year, all of that is supposed to be fixed. So I'm very excited about that. And I have already pre-ordered. I'll leave that video linked at the end of this video if you want to go back and watch it, but it's basically all the planners that I started with, which ones I'm still using, my thoughts on all of them, and what my plans are for next year, because I've already put in pre-orders for a couple different companies, and I think I have a couple more that I might test. So, okay, we're done here. So let's move on to here. I'm going to flip it this way so it makes it a little bit easier for me. I'm going to leave this part blank because I will fill it in later. I tend to change these up depending on what I feel like tracking that month. If I'm doing a really good like daily journaling, I continue to do it here just to make it a habit. You can see I didn't miss a single day in June. I missed a couple of days in May, which is when I kind of started this whole planner. I haven't missed any days this month. So, I mean, it's something I probably won't need to track anymore, because they say that you only need a certain number of weeks to track something before it becomes a habit, and you no longer, and I actually feel icky when I don't, journal. So it's not really something I think I need to do anymore. But vitamins, I'm always going to need to, like social media stuff, just to keep track of it. There's just a few on here that I will probably continue to use up there. And then when it comes to like office hours and shop time, there's a huge decline in the hours and time that I'm spending in the shop, because this is summertime. I'm spending a lot more time with family. We're doing a lot of, basically every single time I have a stretch of days off, I live in the Northwest. It is hiking and camping and boating and lake days and river days, and just throwing a tube in the river and just floating down the river. So not a lot of stuff indoors happens. And I have my gardens, my yard, all that kind of stuff. So this takes a huge dump, the office hours works, but I still try to track them so that I can see how much time I'm actually spending in there and how much time I'm actually spending in the shop and the office. They're separate things. They're actually 2 separate spaces in my house. So that I do track that. But previous months, there's a lot more time in there because it was a busier time. So anyway, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that I track in this planner, because not everybody tracks the same things, obviously. All right, so here I will save the weekend. I was highlighting the weekends just so that it was easier. I started it in June. I really liked highlighting it so that I could tell. I did it this month as well, but I messed up and used the wrong highlighter. So I'm gonna like figure out which highlighter I actually want to do with this with. But I think it's gonna be one that's really light. I really didn't like the way that one came out, so I'm going to save that for later on, but we will definitely decorate this. So we've got some corner stuff here. Let's see, let's get out. I don't want to do one that's super big. This little area right here is a notes section, so you could do whatever kind of stuff you want to do down here, but I like to put like what projects I'm working on in the yard down here, because it's like the only space I really need to put any of that stuff. But I think it would look really pretty if I put some florals down here, since that is, oh, how about this whole thing? That whole thing, and some, I'll do the same thing I did over here with taking a piece of that vellum and show you a little bit of the vellum and what I do with it. So look at that, it says sailing. I love, oh gosh, I love making like stuff like this. This is so fun. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of trim this, like literally just, this is all you do. You just rip and stick. That's it. So I use these, I buy them off of Amazon. I get them in like a pack of 9. I'll leave it right here so that you can see what it looks like, but they come in all different colors as far as the container is concerned, but it's literally just dot tape and it's double-sided. So you just roll it along the back. My surface is very uneven, so it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm also going to be sticking stickers over the top, so I'm not like super concerned with it being perfect. So we'll set that there. And then you can also do, last month I did the vinyl. I put the vinyl there, but I don't want to do the vinyl this month. I want to do something else. Next month's vinyl, holy moly, look at this one. Look at that guy. Oh, it is so vibrant and so beautiful. This is definitely going on my coffee cup. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going on my coffee cup. I love that one. But I think what I want to do with this is use that, one of the collage elements. And I was kind of thinking that that one right there would be kind of nice. Could probably do this one. And this is one of those times where having both kits would be perfect, because you have this in the background and then you would have the ultra thin premium matte on top of it, and then you would not see this through, but you'll see, you're going to see right through it. But it is what it is this month. Next month I will definitely print myself the premium matte one and the washi one, so I won't have this problem next month. But let's go here-ish. Let's do that. And then the other thing that is like a staple here for me is this. I'm going to pull them out so that you can see them. These are my ride or die. They go on every single month. You can see right here. Here they are right here. I love these things. And next month what I did was something a little bit different. Just because I know not everybody has access to this stuff or wants to go out and spend, you know, the kind of money to have those books. So I made you one for next month. So this is next month. These are all individually cut. You can see right here, you just grab it off and it's the same thing. And this is on that ultra thin premium matte. So whether you get the washi version or the premium matte version, it's going to come in premium matte so that you can overlay over the top without having to worry about not being able to read it because you can't see through the back. But basically just gave you a bunch of like kind of fall vibe autumn ones, because this is the it's called Autumn Glen, so obviously it is very fall vibey, but these are more generic. So, and this is, I'll tell you what this is called, Small Talk, and this is from Tim Holtz Ideology. You can pick these up no longer at Joann's, but you can get them at Michael's. You can order them off of Amazon. I did order 2 when I bought it, so that way I would have more than one option. But this one, I love this one. So no beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. And I just trim them. The only thing about these is they're thick. I don't know if you can hear that. So they do make bumps for when you're writing. Whereas these ones, the ones that I'm giving you and the ones that I'm hoping to put into every kit after this are ultra thin premium matte. So they're not going to cause much in the way of bulk. So let's go like this. But they're sticky. And like that. Oh, so pretty. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that so much. The whole theme for this one, the Salty Air and Sunset Skies, is the East Coast. So like Maine, Cape Cod, like that kind of a vibe. So if you're kind of curious as to what the heck, why this has kind of like, because it's August, I thought we were starting to get, you know, it's a little bit warm, but we're starting to get into, you know, late August, early September, where things start to cool down a little bit and the trees start to change and that kind of stuff. So this was kind of like a tippy toe into, but you still got like obviously a lot of like oceany and, you know, that kind of stuff. Hopefully I'm making sense. I don't know. I'm probably not making any sense. I don't know if I want that one or this one, because I think this one's really pretty too. Look at that. I think I'm going to do this one. Let's do this one. So we'll do that one on that side, and then that is now set up. I love that. Love, 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 love. I'm ready. I'm ready for that one. Okay, so we're done with that. And now we're going to move on to, nope, I put too many tabs in my book. So this one I'm going to do on my own. It's not that important. Like, this is basically like my overview for the month. I'll show you last month's. This is what it looks like. I just put the July header from the monthly. So when you get the monthly, where did I put the monthly? So that's July. I have the August right here. So the August will go up at the top of this one with some sort of a backgroundy thing. And then I put it like, here's socials, budget, bill due, and design. And this is what it's just my monthly overview of stuff for me to flip back and like add in my bills, add in my design ideas for the month, budgeting ideas for the month, like things that I need to restock, and then like my any sales that I'm in, quote cards, that kind of stuff. So that's what goes here. So I'm going to leave that one blank. That one isn't that important. It is literally something that I have to sit down and fill out myself, but we will move into the monthly because I really, really, really want to show you what I do with the monthly here. So if you look at last month's monthly, I did it right here. We're going to do that again because I love that. And you see how this is July? I have the August on here, and I showed in another video where I got these from, and I need to go grab it. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back and I will grab that. Okay, here it is. So if you have an account, all you have to do is sign up for their newsletter from Hemlock and Oak. You can, so this right here, to give you an idea, because this is where this came from right here. You can download their entire book. So any of the pages that are in their book, you can download them and print them out yourself. So their monthly overview page, I loved them, printed them out, and then thought, oh, these are like the perfect size to use in a sidebar so that I can see the next month up on the sidebar. So that is what that says. This is me printing this off on another sheet, but this is on washi paper, and then cutting them down to size and using them in my sidebars. So that's where that came from. Just go, like I said, just go sign up with Hemlock and Oak for their newsletter, which, why, you know, their newsletter is amazing and they don't spam you at all. You hardly ever hear from them, but it does give you access to be able to download all of their stuff. I'm just going to make a little mark so I can bring up my little cutter and trim that down. Hopefully I can still see it because I can kind of barely see it. Let me just double check. That's right. If I can get the light to hit it just right. There it is. I just bought some new blades for this on Amazon, so it shouldn't shred my paper. It should be quite nice. And then I will need to trim down the other side, I believe. Look at how stunningly beautiful that is. It like just turns this page into absolute gorgeousness. So I'm going to trim off the bottom because I want it to be exactly inside of the sidebar. So I will grab it again. I have another one of these, which I had somebody ask me about it, and I linked it to them. Here it is. I'll use this one. I linked it to them. I got this one from, I want to say this one was from Joann's, which is no longer around, but they have them. I linked it on Amazon. So they do have them on Amazon. If you want a smaller one, if you have like a smaller space and you don't want some big old gigantic thing and you just need to cut small things, it's perfect for that. So there's that. And then again, this is just another way to use your vellum. You use it, you do the same exact thing on your daily pages. Like if you just want to put some sidebar stuff, like decorate the sidebar and then have the rest of the page completely empty, you can totally do that. You just would do exactly what I'm doing right now, but you would add it to your daily pages. hopefully these plan with me's can give you like just some ideas. This is how I get all my ideas. I am not an original thinker. Like on about 90% of the ideas with this stuff that I get when it comes to planning is stuff that I've seen somebody else do, or I've expanded on something that somebody else is doing because I'm just like love the idea. And so I want to make it mine, but you know, sometimes I'll have to change a few things. I think this month I'm going to put it at the bottom of the page right here. There it is. And then the monthly, one of the reasons why I give you this sheet right here is so that you can utilize it in your monthly overview if you have an undated planner or you want to redate a planner from another time, like if you have one that you're like reusing from last year or something. And that's what these numbers right here are for. They're a little bit bigger. You see how they fit pretty well. This is an A5, which is most people's size. So if you have like a Hobonichi cousin or a Stella or something like that's undated, or you want to redate, you can use these on that. So they fit inside. There's a little box right there, and they fit inside those little boxes. I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to make you sit through that, but that is something that I will do at a later date. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to show you this part. Once I've done that and I've added my days of the week up here and my header up here with the month on it, I put, if I have space at the bottom, I'll put like a little bit of deco right here, but I will flip back. So as soon as this, if you wait till the end of the video, I will flip back and show you all the pages completed that I have finished. And then that way you'll be able to see everything if you needed any like more inspiration or ideas for how I'm putting together my pages. But for time's sake, I'm going to skip through this and move on to a weekly so that you can see how the weekly goes. So this is a weekly. The way that this planner is you got your monthlies and then your weeklies, and they go all the way through. And then it'll be next month, you'll have your monthly wrap up page, which is the one that I usually, that is where you'll see this. That's where that's going to go. This page right here is going to go right there. And then this is your overview for the following month. So these are blank, and come on, guys, that is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. We're going to do it. Don't worry. We're going to do it. Let's do a weekly page really quick so that you can see kind of how I do this. So on these pages right here, if you look back on, this is kind of how I do it. Like this one, because these two pages, these 2 days right here were in the following, like the 31st is on a Thursday, Friday is the 1st. So I finished it to here, and then I had some space. So I used my vellum right there, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. I love how that looks. So if that happens like at the end of the month, it's another good use for your vellum, and it gives you a beautiful pop of color right there on your page. And then let's look at a week where it's actually a whole week of stuff. But I like to put the washi at the top with the days of the week. Then I split the page right here because I love tracking the weather. So this is where the weather goes right here. And then you've got like a little piece of washi right here to kind of split the page. And then I kind of cluster some stuff here and there so that I have plenty of room to write on my weekly so that I know what I'm doing those days. Just an overview, because most of the meat and potatoes of my daily stuff is in the daily pages. So anyways, that's just to give you an idea of what I do. And I'm very much a creature of habit. So I basically do that every single time. This month, however, let's do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you my new toy that I got during Amazon Prime. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It spins, sits on my desk. Got it during Prime days. It was like 10 bucks. I love it. It's got little feet. I don't think I can flip it. I don't think I can flip it over, but I'll see if I was going to find one of these that I was going to use for this. And then I thought maybe we would do color up here instead of this. We would just do a flat color. So let me grab a couple of these and a piece of paper. Here, you beautiful Coffee Monsters Co. Actually, I don't want to use that. I love those. This is just something I'm going to throw away. So here, let me grab this little sticky note from Cloth and Paper. Look I didn't even notice this, but I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Cloth and Paper, it is foiled. Every single one of these is a foiled little Cloth and Paper on there. And this is some beautiful thick paper. This one I don't think will work because this is that. However, the color is fantastic. But I wonder how close this is to that. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. I didn't even have to. I'm going to keep that too. I like that little, I forgot about it. I totally love that. Okay, let's use this one. So because I absolutely horrible when it comes to straight lines, I can't. Straight lines and we don't work well together. I'm going to bring out my little ruler. This one is from Archer and Olive. It's one of the ones that came in one of the sub boxes. And I'm just going to do this. And hopefully we will stay along the edge. I just want some color on there. And then don't go like that because it's going to be on there. So I rub it on my pants, but right now I'm literally wearing pajama pants because why not? It is 10 o'clock at night, so I should be in pajama pants, right? All right, let's do, oops. Gotta lay it flat. There we go. That is a good color to go with this. So if you have your mild liners and you're wondering what colors go with this kit, this one is apricot. So apricot, that is a good color to go with this. Then we're going to take this one right here. Which one's the skinny side? This side's the skinny side. I'm going to grab this. And this one's going to go right here. So I have my little weather tracker at the top, and I also put in there my work days. And pretty much anything else. Payday goes up there, work day goes up there if I'm in a sale, you know, like something important right at the top. And because this is washi paper, I can just rip it. And I got a couple little extra pieces here. And I forgot to bring my trash can, so just gonna make a little pile off to the side. So there's that. And then I will take the days of the week. I really like the way this works out. And because I'm a Sunday starter. Weekly, I'm a Monday start. I know, don't judge me. It's just the way it is. So I'm just gonna put these up here. And I'm using the abbreviated ones because the space isn't super big. And if I like using these on the daily pages, and there's just enough for 1 month here. But when you get to Wednesday, if you look, I mean, it kind of fits, but they're going to touch each other. It does fit in there, but I'm going to save those. I want those for my daily pages. There's only one set, but if you are somebody that doesn't use them every single month and you get my subscriptions, you're going to have a million of them. So you could probably just flip-flop and do it whatever way you want. There's 4 or 5 weeks every month, so you got plenty of options. All of the planners that I ordered this year obviously are not undated because I wanted the new paper options, and a lot of the companies that had the new paper options or only have them, you know, obviously they're not the undated ones because there's no reason to like push those out. So anyway, I'm going to get, I think this is the first, right? I'm going to get dated ones, which is going to like break my heart because I love setting up my own. It's one of the fun things that I love to do every single month is set up my own my own planners. I just like doing it. So it's going to be kind of a bummer. So yeah, I'm just going to put these dates in here so I know what day is the first. And I know this isn't really a plan with me. Technically, this is a setup video because I'm not actually going to plan anything, but it's fun. Okay, and then we need a couple of, I really want to show you this. I really want to show you how I envision this right here, you guys using it, or how I plan on using it. So I'm planning to do it as actual boxes, but you can most definitely do it if you want to just rip it and use this like a half a page or whatever. These are cut right here. So it's cut along the outside edge. You don't have to do that one, but you will have to do the inside edges. So anywhere on the inside, if you want to cut it down, you could use scissors too. This just happens to be right here. But these, you see the size? So this is would be like considered like an A5. They're a little bit bigger. So you would have to, if you want it to fit exactly, like if you were going to do exact vertical planning, you would have to trim off like a section one side or the other. But I think it is super fun to just look at that. Like that is just perfect to me. And if you want to use some type of a layering system with this, we can grab these guys right here, or I'm going to grab my little splotches because, come here. I'm going to grab these as well because these are kind of fun. Some of these splotches are kind of cartoony, and I think they're kind of fun because they're cartoony. But we're going to pull this. And then one of the other things that I like to do, but I don't think I have one. Hold on. I don't have it. I usually keep one of these backing pages because you can layer on top of it once I've taken all the stickers off. Kind of have, I feel like I need that in my life too. Or this one. I gave a couple of options for these sidebar looking ones. Oh gosh, these are so nice. All right. I'll just have to do it this way. Let's just hope that I actually put it, like I'll just go like this. Kind of in the hopes that I'm putting it in the right spot. There's that one. And then this one we'll do, ooh, this will be pretty. How about we do this? I'm just gonna hope for the best. So that's a little tip for you. If you like to layer stuff like I do, and you like to create these like little collage scenes, a good way to, oh, it just got stuck to the page again. A good way to do that is to keep this part. But keep in mind that only, like, you might want to leave a little piece of a sticker on the side that you actually took the sticker off of. The other side is not sticky. If you stick it to the other side, it is not coming off. So you're going to want to put it on this side because it'll just come right off and you can create your layers. If you put it on this side, you are not getting it off. It's like sticking it to paper and it's just going to rip. You won't be able to get it. Little tip for you. Let's see what we can do with this one. So I kind of want, you know what, this one, let's do this one on the top. So we can put this right here. And then we can put this right here. And then, just to be like really extra, let's bring out our friend here. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. So like inspirational stuff that I like having in my planner. I don't like having, sometimes I feel like I want snark, but then I lay the snark down because I do have some of these that are snarky. They just don't bring me joy. The more uplifting kind of stuff does, but look at that. Look at that. It's perfect. And then you also have your other overlays that you can do. Like you can put some of these in different places. Like, look at this. February 16th, 1905. I don't even think my grandparents were alive in 1905, but that is a cool little overlay to put. These are library book overlays. So you can see like this says public library right there. And then there's like different little like stamps that you would say a rare folio, stuff like that. So this is like exactly that. This is a library overlay. So, and those are what I'm going to be recoloring every single month for myself. But like I said, if it is something that you feel like you want, just let me know and we will make that happen. And I will put together, I'll probably just do it like a bundle. So you could just get the whole thing together. And then that way you don't have to try to figure it out. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Let's do that. And look at just the flower by itself. Let's do the flower right here. And we can do an overlay over the flower as well. And then you can do this right here. And then this page right here, I try to stuff as many of them in there as I can, but there's only 5. And I kind of wish maybe I'll do that as an extra page as well. These are my favorite things. So I love just using them as the header. And then when I put my scripts down, it'll say like this week will be up here, along with like having like payday and things like that in here when I do my script stickers. But I love having like these little guys right here as like a pop of color behind it. Or you could just use your highlighters, however you wanna do it. Then after I'm done with all of this, I will also go through my foil and I will add foil to this. So depending on what foil I decide to use, I will show it to you when we do the flip through at the end, but this is the first week is basically set up right here. Anything that I add to this, I will show you during the flip through and I'll tell you where I got it from. So I just don't have any of that stuff in front of me and we don't have 5,000 hours for me to go through it. So we're not going to do that. And we're just going to set up right here. Let's do this page. I'm excited. I'm so excited to do this page right here. I can't wait. Okay. This just sets the mood for the entire month of dailies. And I just, oh my gosh, it makes my heart so happy. The colors on these things just pop right off of the page. The company that I'm using to do this is right here in the United States, and they do a fantastic job. I love it. And they always send me all the proofs, so I know exactly how it's going to look before it gets here. I have no surprises. They're super, super sweet to work with. Love them. So best quality, absolutely best quality. And it's a good thickness, but not so thick that it's going to bulk up your planner. Look at that. It's like the perfect size. Like it was made for this. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I love this. While I'm doing this, I can tell you guys about, so this month, this sold out. And the reason why it sold out is because I closed down new subscriptions after the 1st. So all of my subscriptions open up on the 23rd of every single month. And they're open to everybody until the 1st. So I don't cut anything off. I don't put any restrictions. So as many people that want to sign up at that time are more than welcome to sign up at that time. But I do close it on the 1st because that is the latest that I can reorder more vellum from the company that I use and actually get it in a timely manner to be able to get the subscriptions out to you, because my subscriptions, I like them to show up the month before so that you have plenty of time to sit down and, you know, just have a nice little planner setup day and not be stressed out or having to back plan at all. So the 1st is the very last day because they usually can get an order to me within 5 days. And I give myself a week time limit to get subscriptions out to you guys. So if you order anytime between the 23rd and the 1st, you're guaranteed whatever you want. Washi paper, premium mat, there's no limit. After the 1st, it's whatever I have that I've already, because I always print extra, whatever I have left over, if I didn't sell that many, that's what goes up on the 1st. And once that's gone, it's gone. I don't reorder anything. So once that part is over. So if it's something that you really want and you really want to make sure that you get in on it, between the 23rd and the 1st, last shameless plug, sign up for my newsletter. My newsletter goes out once a month. It's going to have something in it from now on that goes with the kit. This month it's going to be this. I can just show you. It's this. So I'm going to send you, you'll be able to download this and use it as a background for whatever you want. So whether you want to use it like as a background, like a background page for your phone, like I'm using, I'm ready with this thing, or an iPad or a computer screen or whatever you want to use it for, you're more than welcome to use it for that. That will be attached to the newsletter. It goes out once a month, but in that newsletter, you're going to get reminded when subscriptions are open to everyone. So that way, I know it's hard when you see a video like this, it's weeks ahead of when it actually is going to go live. It's easy to forget. So that is probably the absolute best way for you to be guaranteed to get your subscription. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. The other thing that I'm missing, I don't know where it is, so I have to go looking for it, but you can see over here what I always do, and I love doing. I will probably do it. Where is it? Here we go. I don't know where the August one is. This is from Cloth and Paper. I always put my paydays on there and I always decorate it with whatever the theme of the month is, and I clip it to the page so that I have the overview when I'm looking at my what to do list over here on the side. And I don't know where to do with it. So eventually I will attach that to either the monthly page or because this month I still have, I don't remember where the heck I'm at. I still have Aloha Leafy on there. So I might put it here so that it matches this instead of Aloha Leafy. I just got overexcited with the Aloha Leafy set because it's the last hand-drawn set that I'm going to be doing. And so I got overexcited and I made like a whole separate page where it should have been this collection, but I did that collection. So I'll probably attach it to right here. So that's the only thing that's missing from right here. And then we start with the August 1st. So the way I do my dailies, I split split, to do, goals or notes, whichever, important goals or notes, however I decide to do it. And I've already pulled out a pen color that I like, and then I will go back and get other pen colors so that they're not all exactly the same. But this is how this is usually set up for me here. So we're going to do that right here. So I'm going to use my pen, my ruler. Actually, you know what? Let's decorate it first, because if I do that, there's a good chance that I might have to put my stickers over the top and then you'll see through it. So let's do this first. Still have all of this and the other one. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so pretty. I'm kind of excited to share it with you guys when it's done. I think I'm going to use this one. Let's use this one right here. No. Let's use the blue. Well, now I just messed up. Okay, we'll use this one. I was going to use the blue one. Maybe I can go find a blue highlighter real quick so I can just not have everything be orange. Even though, if anybody knows me, orange is my favorite color. It doesn't look good on me. It's not a color I can wear, but it is definitely a color that I sport on literally everything. I love, love, love orange. But I don't think I have a blue. I have a ton of these. A ton of them, but they're in another box. Like they're in a drawer inside of a container in a drawer. I only have the ones in that little roundy that I've been using recently. So I'll just have to leave it. But let's make this one easy so that way you guys don't have to sit here for 100 years waiting for me to figure out what exactly it is I'm going to do. I'm just going to use the collages. So I'm going to take this little guy right here, whom is stinking adorable, on this postcard. And she's going to go right up here at the top. Right there. Then we're going to take our dates. So we have this and this. So we are on August 1st. This is how I set up every single one of them. I put August 1st right here, or whatever month that we're in right there. And then August 1st is a Friday. So I will grab a Friday and then I put that right underneath. And then when it comes to like the color, or I can use my background, whichever one I decide to do. Like you can see here that if I have it, I'll put it there, and then I take my to-do. If I don't have it, I will just use a pen, like one of my highlighters in a color that I'm using for the month, and I will put it up there. But if I have that, I usually use it, and I do have it, so we'll use that. I'm gonna grab the green one, so I think that's perfect. So this is where the to-do is going to go right here. And then down here, I'll probably use a blue marker. So that way I'm not using up all of those in the same spot. And then we'll put a little something down here. Ooh, how about that one? Yeah, I like that one. We also have a little bit of this. And because I have this little corner right here, I want to use, let's do this. I'm going to save this for later. That's a nice little piece. And then let me see. I probably don't want it to be this big, but if you're in a pinch, you can always just do it like this. Put it where you want it or where you think you want it. Let's go like that. There's no turning back. Once you do this, you're committed. It's happening. And then before I put it down, I'll just trim it there. So that gives me like a little bit of an overlay, which is a good place for me to put some foil, like a little foil overlay over the top of that. And then just again, you've got paper, you can just save it for later because that's a nice little strip that you can put behind something else. Then up there in that corner, I feel like I'm rushing, I am, but I know this video is gonna be like over an hour, and I've been getting a lot of like feedback and comments from, not from you guys, but from YouTube saying that, less is more. So I kind of feel like I'm being rushed, and hopefully you guys are still sticking around to hang out and watch this. Let's do that. A little bit of an overlay, and then I think that's good. I don't know what I did right there. I think that's good. The next things that I will add to it, I will show you when we do the walkthrough. So anyways, I'm just gonna go finish this, come back, do the walkthrough, and then the video will be done, and then hopefully I've given you guys all the information. And then after I do that, I will also, I'll give you a few more sneak peeks of this guy before we go. So you've already seen this page. How about this? How about this gorgeousness for a full page sticker? Does this not give you like the vibes? It's just, the vibes are just crazy. Look at this. Here's your soft touch card. You ready for that? Look at that. Is that not just amazing? I love this artwork so, so much. Oh, look, little bookstore. There's a little bookstore. So cute. It is just so stinking cute. All right, I'll give you a couple more peeks. That's a couple other things, and then we'll really go through it. Here's that big page that we just cut down, but that is all artwork that I haven't even used really in anything else. So you're getting like a whole new 6 more sets of boxes of artwork that isn't even on anything else, or if it is, it's in a like much bigger, like this. Like obviously that's this, but you can see. What else we got? Oh, how about these? How about these? And if you haven't kind of figured out the vibe here, it is Autumn Glen. And this is very much, look at that. Isn't he cute? I died. I absolutely died. I wanted some animals. I wanted some sheep. And yeah, look at how stinking adorable that is. So this is Scotland. If anybody's wondering, it can be anywhere, but this is like, when my son and I were trying to figure out exactly what our theme was going to be for this month, he knew how much I absolutely had such a good time in Scotland, and it is my favorite place, and it is one of those places that I would go back to in a heartbeat. So yeah, he said, why don't we do Scotland? Can you imagine what Scotland in autumn is going to look like? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so I will go put all this together, come back, and then tell you exactly where I'm grabbing from for the extras. Okay, so stay tuned. Be back in 1 second. Okay, we have this thing all set up, so I'm just going to run through it really quick so that you can see everything that I did in here, and then a couple of the little extras that I used, which I didn't use as much as I normally do this time. So I don't have as much to share with you. But if we get over here to this one, is all ready to go. So I put down all of my numbers. These are the paydays. I decided to leave these ones blank, not use the dots, because I think what I'm going to do is when I do the next collection, which is the Autumn Glen, I will make the matching dots, and then I will use those here to denote any special dates that I want to denote in here. Then I've got my little section here for this quarter, and it basically is just like a brief little what I want to do this month, and try to, I keep it all right there. And it's a nice place to go back to and check later on, so you can see like what you were doing, and using each one of the collections also is helpful, because then I also have like an artwork kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but like a little running category check of everything that I've done so far. I don't know how to explain it exactly what I'm trying to say, but like a little scrapbook of it. So then we have the August habit tracker, and all I did here was add a little bit of foil, and then a little bit of foil up here. I don't know how, hopefully it's picking up pretty well. And then I added I'm not sure if I did that before, but these things right here, just in case you're looking for it, this is what this one is. I get mine off of Amazon, and when I order off of Amazon, I usually order a couple at a time, because I really do go through them a lot. You can see that there's quite a few missing from these pages. So yeah, I use the heck out of that. And then my foil, I keep all of my foil in one of these, and I don't have a ton. So I'm not the person to have like the giant foil stashes, but I chose gold to go with this, and like Starlight Paper Studio. I've got a couple of those, some letters to Apollo. That was something else. Pretty Pink Co. I have a few from that one. This one is a Sadie sticker mystery, which actually worked out really well, because that was a very beachy themed mystery kit. And so the gold accents went really well with this kit. And I just have like little bits of gold, which I used. Pretty Pink Co., the love letters, it's called Words of Love. Starlight Studio, magical quotes, I did use that one. Then Pretty Pink Co., you can pretty much tell. Pretty Pink Co., the Pretty Pink Co., Letters to Apollo, Dash of Sun. I didn't use these this time, but those are beautiful. Pretty Pink, Fleur Paper Studio, and Pretty Pink Co. So those are the ones that I have, and I keep them separated based off of what color foil it is. So I've only got the main foils. I don't have any like crazy colors. So I have like the gold, the silver, the rose gold. I think that's it. So that's what's here. Then let's flip to the next section, which is the monthly overview. Where are you? Let's get through this. And this, I still have to fill that one out. I haven't done that yet, but here is the monthly overview, the way that this one came out. And like I showed you, we did most of this together, but put all the dates in, my paydays are in. I still have to, I just love these little quote things. They're just, I love these. And all these came off of the freebie, the little this month's freebie. So most just using up some of the extras. And then we did, I think we did this one together, but the only thing I did is I came in with the foil. So you can see where I put all my little foil accents in here, and then added just like a little bit of extra stuff here and there. These are those overlays that came out in the freebies, but again, if I put it together, I'll probably put it together as a bundle and individually, and it'll be in the new releases section. So if you're looking for this kind of stuff, I'll get it all together and put it in the new releases section and have it all ready for you for August. So if there's anything that you want to add on to use this kit for August, you'll be able to find it all there. And then this is the next page, which is my favorite thing. I love using those sidebars. Over here, I used, so you guys have seen my hauls with Journal Say. So love Journal Say. These are just some of the remnants of some of the ones that I used in here. This one was a nice plain one, and then I put focus on what's important in the middle with a little corner flourish. Then there's some more foil on this one, the Hello Summer, and then the little beachy shoes. Then here, I did a big collage here with like a corner foil and some waves, and then the overlays. So this, I wanted like, this is the vellum. I wanted like a big piece of the vellum here on the side. Oh wait, no, this isn't the vellum. This is the washi. So this is the washi page, like the full washi page. I ripped it down right here. I can tell because it's cut off right here because that's how big the washi page is. And then I put a nice little quote here. We are fearless, independent, and original, and I just want to make nice things. And then up here, these are my scripts. So the pens that I used, I put them to the side so I could show you. So I came up with this one. I think this one goes really well with all the beautiful blues. So this one is called Cyan. So we got this one, and then I think I already showed you this one, but this one is Apricot. I thought these two were the best ones that matched this kit the most. So these are the two that I used in here in case you have them and you want to use them. And then this page with the longer sidebar thing, and I kind of moved it up, did a cluster right here. And these right here are little washi strips. And this is what this one is. Let me just not have it. There you go. So they're like little washi strips, and there's black and white, and they have like different little sayings on them, and did some of the overlays over that. Some more of the overlays here. You get the little, it just like made me laugh, these little, they're so funny, little beachy. Oh, and there's a big beach ball over here. I don't know if you can see that. And then Love Is All You Need is right underneath here. And then the last page that I did, which I still have a ton more stickers, so I may go further than that, but this is just the weekly stuff. So for the weeklies, we're done. And then I have a bunch in the daily section as well that I'll show you in just a minute. But I did like a nice little centerpiece right here. This is the vellum. I wanted a nice big corner piece right here. And then plenty of room for me to still write. This is my catch-all, so I have plenty of places to write. There's not a ton of stuff here for this Wednesday, not a ton of places to write for this Wednesday, but again, I've got my daily pages, so I just love the like creative outlet that I get when I sit down with my stickers and all my goodies. So yeah, sometimes it's just going to be like that. And then I found it. It was in my drawer. I had put it, we'd gotten it early. This is the cloth and paper one. We'd gotten it early, and so I didn't want to lose it, and I put it in the drawer and then promptly lost it. So, which is like the story of my life. So I decorated it, put the paydays on there, did a little goodies, and then just clipped it to this page right here. And then this is the start of my dailies. So we did, you saw this one already. I just added some foil, little foil bits on there, here and here. And then here is the next couple days with some clusters, more clusters. I tend to kind of be the same the way that I set them up so that I have room to do my to-do lists over here and then notes over here. So I kind of keep it kind of the same. As you can see, sometimes I'll bring it into the middle instead of big corners just to kind of play around. But that's a really big one. but I was kind of towards the end of what I was thinking I wanted to use in here. So there's no more dailies done. So I wanted to put like a big section in the middle so I could use up some more of these and some more of the overlays, like the foil overlays. So that is it. So that is everything that that's everything that I've done in this book so far. And that's pretty much the end of the August. So hopefully there's something in here that'll, I don't know, spark some interest and maybe get you to sit down and have a nice little creative play with your stickers. Again, subscriptions for these kits go available on the 23rd of every single month, and they are open to everybody until the 1st. On the 1st is when I cut it off, and I go with how much I have, and then I cut it down. So after the 1st, what's on the website is all that I have left. I don't typically put these out unless I make like a huge error in printing and cutting. I don't typically put them in the shop as whole kits afterwards, but if I have any left over, I will. There was none left over of the Salty Air and Sunset Skies, so this one is completely sold out. But if you go and look on the website, I have the mini journaling kit, the A5, the Weeks, and the Vertical. So there is some stuff still on there with this artwork, but if you like this type of artwork, then you've already seen the sneak peeks for next month. Then on the 23rd, the newsletters will be going out. So if you sign up for the newsletter, it'll give you a nice reminder of the time when it is available. And then, also the reveal video will be going up here pretty soon as well. So anyways, thanks guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.